recognition. We are indeed fortunate to have industry leaders among us to share their valuable insights on this important subject.
Let us now begin this formal gathering with a moment of silence. May I request everyone to kindly rise for the silent prayer. Thank you. Please be seated.
Now, it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Nivedit George, Chair, KMA Young Minds, to deliver the welcome address and introduce the keynote speaker for the evening.
Hello. Good evening. KMA Vice President, Mr. Dilip Narayanan, Joint Secretary, Ms. Lekha Balachandran, Managing Director, Anaswara Offset, Mr. Anoop Venugopalan, past KMA Presidents, KMA members, Young Minds members, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you for what is for me a very special evening, as this is the final event of the Young Minds for this term. We are in our second year of existence, and in this short time we have grown to a community of about 60 members, hosted a number of events and had a genuinely meaningful year. In fact, let me take a minute to share something personal because I think it captures why we have spaces like this in the first place. You know, we host events and where we bring in people who are passionate about what they're doing to come share their stories with us. So one of our sessions was on Kochi's history and heritage by Johan Binni Kuruvilla from the Kochi Heritage Project. His insights on the history of Muziris and the rise of Fort Kochi and Mattancherry was very intriguing for me, and as a fellow history enthusiast. And the conversation I had with him afterwards about how little we hear the stories of our own past, especially when we are children, it ignited something in me that made me want to contribute to that gap. This actually led to me writing a children's book about a crow who's flying around Muziris teaching children about the different communities that once called that place home. Because Muziris is in our own backyard and used to be called the Shanghai of the ancient world. I share this because it's a small but real example of why we have spaces like this. How a conversation and a talk, an idea being exchanged in a room like this brings something into the world. That to me is like the point of why we've been doing Young Minds. You know, we're all navigating similar challenges in different settings, and having a place to come together, exchange ideas and push each other forward is what we're trying to do. None of this would have been possible without the people who believed in this vision. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank Mr. Bibu Punuran, past president and our mentor for this term. Young Minds exists today because of your vision, your encouragement, and your unwavering support. So thank you, sir. I also want to extend my deepest gratitude to the current KMA leadership, KMA President, Mr. Hari Kumar, Senior Vice President, Mr. Oljas Khalid, and Secretary, Mr. Anil Verma, and all the MC members for giving us the space, the support, and the confidence to grow. To my Young Minds team, Anoop, my Secretary, Jose, my co-chair, Anna, our Treasurer, and Atul Ram, our Joint Secretary. I would not have been able to do this without them as well, and thank you. And to each one of you present this evening, thank you for showing up. Your presence is what makes a platform like this meaningful. It was about 2 years ago that I first started attending KMA's Friday meetings. I remember being struck every time by the quality of people in the room, the conversations and the energy. It made me want to be more involved, and taking on the role of chair has been a very fulfilling experience, and I'm very grateful for it. And on that note, I am truly delighted to introduce our speaker this evening. Anoop Venugopalan is the Managing Director of Anaswara Offset Printers, one of Kerala's most respected and future-ready packaging companies. Born out of a 43-year-old printing legacy, Anaswara was founded in 1982 and has grown under his leadership into an award-winning packaging powerhouse, including winning Best Printer of the Year, the highest accolade in India for print quality. Armed with a BTech in printing technology and an MBA from Kingston University, London, Anoop joined his family business in 2007 and has since built something quite remarkable. While most people see packaging as a cost, Anoop sees it as an opportunity, And through his light green packaging framework, he helps brands reduce waste and improve shelf appeal, helping them sell smarter. He's also a published author. His book, Logo to Legacy, captures his belief that every business with the right packaging and purpose can become a legacy brand. Having known Anoop personally, I can tell you this. Most brand strategists will tell you the pillars of a great brand are product, positioning, and purpose. Anoop, being Anoop, will tell you to really look inward and identify the true reasons as to why you're trying to do this. What are you trying to achieve? And he works on that foundation. I see it kind of like a spiritual approach, and him being a spiritual man, I'm sure he applies it everywhere. In fact, I remember during the KMA conclave, he had asked Professor Haley and Vinod Taragan that if spirituality could be that fourth pillar that we were talking about, and that was a very interesting conversation. Really looking forward to hearing you speak on your book and on the topic. Welcome, Anoop, and welcome to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome and for introducing today's distinguished speaker.
Next, I request Mr. Dilip Narayanan, Vice President KMA, to deliver the presidential address.
Namaskaram. Chief guest of the day, Mr. Anoop, his proud parents, Mr. Venugopal and Mrs. Venugopal, immediate past president, and the man behind this initiative, Young Minds, Mr. Bibu Punnuran, Honorary Joint Secretary, Lekha Balachandran, and Young Minds President, Chair, Nivedit, and Secretary Anoop, and my past presidents, MC members, KMA members, student chapter members. Very good evening to one and all. For every organization, especially a legacy organizations like KMA, which has more than 6 decades of experience and having built a legacy of things, legacy of procedures, there always a need to connect with the newer generation, younger trends, modern trends. And that's how when we decided that Bibu took the initiative when he was a president to reach out to the young generation, the young managers, young professionals, so that we all will learn more, better, and be contemporary in our thinking. And I appreciate, and the entire managing committee and the KMA appreciate the efforts taken painstakingly by Bibu, because it's not an easy job. We are all used to see the kind of crowd we have, the kind of people we have. Most of the age bracket is above 50 in our managing committee. That time when we are getting young people coming, not only as speakers but also as audience, was a little challenging and difficult. And he pushed that envelope, and with the able leadership of Nivedit and Anoop and other Young Minds members, we call KMA Young Minds. So I think it's a right step taken by KMA to connect with the younger audience and also to understand what is their aspirations. Because there was a famous saying, this for all of us, in any way, whichever age group you are, in business, your biggest consumer segment and your biggest employee segment are from this young generation. So you can't, without them you can't survive in any business. So there are a lot of programs they have done. So I appreciate the programs done by Young Minds. And today being, as he said, is the last meeting of this evening meeting of KMA in this KMA year. Not only Young Minds event, even for KMA this year, this is the last. Now we are having two major events, like tomorrow, 22nd. Not tomorrow, 22nd, we are having the award night at Gokulam Convention Center. Lekha is a chair. She has organized it so beautifully. So please do join on Friday evening where we'll be recognizing IT Leadership Award and various awards for those who have done extremely well. Then on 28th of this month, the Management Leadership Award, the most prestigious award, will be conferred upon, and which will be held in Taj Vivanta on 28th May evening, again at 6 p.m. Please mark these 2 dates and please join us and appreciate the award winners. And then on 29th, you would have got the notice from the secretary and the election officers about the annual general meeting and the election to the managing committee for the coming 2 years. Please do exercise. Please do come between 2 and 5:30 p.m. and exercise your franchise. So, coming to the speaker today, I know his father. When I started 26 years back, my company, we were in SRM Road. He was the Anaswara press was situated in SRM Road that time. And from that day to till now, one word I can think about Anaswara is their insistence on quality. Now wherever now lot of new stuff is coming, marketing and all other things, but they stuck to providing high quality to their consumers, or passionately, wildly they were insisting on that quality, and that's what his son Anoop is also taking that legacy forward, and we will hear from him today what's his plans on how packaging can help your brand from local to global. So let's have a great evening today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and encouraging thoughts.
And now we move on to the most awaited segment of the evening. It's my honor and privilege to invite our keynote speaker, Mr. Anoop Venugopalan, Managing Director, Anaswara Offset Private Limited, to address the gathering on the topic, how packaging can help your brand from local to global. Sir, the stage is yours.
So first of all, welcoming everyone once again. And thank you, Nivedit, for the wonderful opportunity. And we have been connected for some time. And as he told, we have wandered through many spaces and times, I would say, time zones, I don't know. So I think eventually we are here. So he's also going to launch a book very soon. That's what I understand. So all the best with that. And coming to KMA, I think, started in 1957. I think it's an honor to be here in front of all the dignitaries. And I'm really privileged to be here in speaking about packaging. And probably this is the first talk of me about packaging in Kerala. I'm so happy that KMA, it's happening in KMA and in Kochi itself. So, and also my parents are also here. A lot of known faces are also here. A lot of unknown faces are also here, which will probably become known after the session. So I think everybody is eager to know about what this topic is really about, right? So what is how packaging can help your brand from local to a global brand? So we have all heard about vocal pay local, right? Vocal pay local campaign by Narendra Modi ji, yeah. So probably this is the next level of from vocal pay local. We need to go from local to global. That is become a local brand. So even when? So what does even when mean? Is it optimism or pessimism? It could be Trump sneezing, which is happening all the time nowadays. So it could be the petrol prices going up. It could be a lot of competition coming in. It could be a new channel coming in like a D2C or a new Instagram kind of a thing coming in. So even when can be many things, right? So even when all these things comes, how you can be a global brand is what we are going to discuss today. So as Nivedit told, I normally go very deep into a subject. So I think it will be very exciting for you to see it as a movie, more like a thing. So this is the trailer which I just given you about. Yeah. So even when, let's see. So my vision is actually to create 1,000 legacy global brands with innovative packaging as a brand ambassador, ideally from Kerala or at least from India. So that's my vision. And this is actually the book which you was talking about, called Logo to Legacy. How you can move from just a mere logo to a legacy brand. That's what is written about it, and which will be unveiled, I think, after the session. So how can packaging really help you to move from just a logo, which Mr. Dilip's organization creates day in, day out, and how it can become a legacy brand? Like talking about Anaswara, Anaswara also started with a logo, and it has become a legacy brand over a period of time. But what are the key pillars in terms of helping them? So generally speaking, I would like to ask, these are all industry stalwarts here, much experienced than me. What are normally the growth levers of an organization? Can somebody tell me what could be the growth levers? The typical growth levers I'm asking. It could be a government quality could be one of the growth lever. Finance, of course, you need scale, yeah. So if you're a manufacturing company, you need infrastructure, value proposition, people, the right position, yeah. So it could be a lot of answers came in. Some of the answers were tangible, right, which we could see. Some of the answers were really, which could be felt, which these are intangible. So it's actually a mixture of everything. Normally, when we speak about success or a legacy company, when we talk about it, we normally look at the tangible part of things. How many factories or how many numbers. We normally go in with the numbers. But actually, there are a lot of other things which really help them to reach these numbers right from day one. So that's when the logo really starts and how you can move to a legacy. So my aim is to consider packaging as a growth lever. After moving out from today's session, if somebody asks for a growth lever in business, you should say it's only packaging. Packaging is also one of the growth lever, which is unfortunately not even considered as a growth lever till date. So this is the reason for that, I would say. I found out a reason also. So when I googled actually what is the definition of packaging, just out of curiosity, so I understood it's a noun. You can just see it. Yes. And the first part, the A, it is the enclosing of something in a container or covering. So this definition came in almost all the dictionaries, okay? It was there in Merriam-Webster, it was there in Cambridge, Oxford, all the dictionaries. But very few had B. I think most of them have forgotten B. So everybody is looking at packaging as just a wrapper and just a protective mechanism as a functional tool, that's all. I think even the dictionaries have forgotten that B exists. Only one dictionary I could find out, that is Merriam-Webster, thanks to them, that the presentation of something or someone to the public in a way, that's more important, the sequence. That is designed to be attractive or appealing. So that is what packaging is, the other side of the coin of the packaging, which is normally not considered. So thanks to Merriam-Webster, at least they still believe that this is still relevant. So I'm happy about that. So today's my purpose is to talk more about on the B side, because packaging is the most underutilized growth engine in Indian manufacturing. That's what I believe actually. Because everyone is talking about packaging and thinking about packaging from the A part. Nobody is really thinking about from the B part, scientifically I would say. So any guesses, any guesses you have so far, why this could be, why packaging is considered as the most underutilized growth engine? First impression. Anyone else? We're already, how many brand owners are here in the room? Or who has a product? Who's selling a product? Yeah, probably they may be able to understand it more. We have got 3, if I counted right. 4.
If service is a product.
Of course, you can package it as a product. Everything is a product eventually, if you really look at it. Can any of the brand owners say about it? What do you feel about?
So I think more of a grooming, like, the first look, then you look at it and say, yeah, this guy is okay, man. This thing is okay. Seems it's okay. Even for that impression.
Yeah. Probably the feeling. First impression, yes.
I was thinking it's underutilized because there's only product development, no packaging development, so people don't really give it the
Due
aspect of
importance. So with my research of working with almost 250 to 300 plus brand and also the owners parallelly, some of them are SME business owners, some of them are brand owners, some of them are probably agency owners, and some of them are exporters, some of them work in D2C only, some of them work in retail. So it's a combination of everything. So what typically I've noticed is there's a pattern to it in terms of how they approach things, okay? So we have always heard, how we do a small thing is how we do everything, right? So we judge a person very easily. But this is very relevant in the business also, how they run the business. So we really look very closely in terms of people who run the show. So coming back to the definition of packaging again, it is a functional tool, of course, and there is a job under packaging has got a job. It has to move from point A to point B. It has to do certain activities, physical attributes has to be there. So I just want to take you to a movie. I told you it's a movie thing. So imagine what is your best food that you really like, or best fruit for a moment. What is the best fruit which you really like? Vedit? Fruit? Okay, cool. But did the word apple come to your mind or something else? What came to your mind? Color on image. What came to your mind? For everyone, did anyone get a word apple or any fruit which came to your mind? Words manasilla. Not even for one person, right? So that's how our brain works. We always think the brain works with images. We hear something and we go to our repository, process the RAM. The old repository or the file folder is picked up, and probably if you have seen an apple which you really like, that image would have popped up in your mind. So Nived's apple would be different from probably Bibuji's apple, and it would be different from someone else's apple probably for sure. So it's what image you're holding in your mindset. So that's how the brain works. So what I'm trying to say is we always think in terms of images, and that's why I want to take you to a movie. Imagine you are entering a supermarket store, or you're just going to a quick commerce store and just browsing casually. Suddenly you stop somewhere, probably in a browse, and you again browse and come back. Or if you're in a supermarket, you again go back and come back, and you select the same thing where you stopped once. Why is that happening? You don't even know what it is, basically. So it's aesthetically kept, everything is kept in the proper way. But why you again came back and picked the same thing and checked out? This happened, right? The answer to that is probably the human brain works for in terms of images, and it looks for validation. Probably my validation, not for the world's validation. Why I should put into a consideration list? Because for me to shop, I don't have time to research and everything. So it's just a small decision I need to take immediately. It may not be a huge amount, but I might have thought about it as probably this will help me for my cause, or this box can be used for something else. So if it's a plastic jar, probably it can be given to my kit for a toy, to put in a toy or raise a plant. So there could be different reasons for people to buy different things. So basically, the thing is the first attention, or somebody told first impression here. So the brain processes that first impression in a very different way. And then we again go and pick that product first. So the first interest generation comes without even knowing the product. And what do normally brand managers or product owners normally do? What do they normally do? They perfect the product. They keep on perfecting the product, keep on perfecting the product. I don't know till what time. But the actual buyer is not even thinking about the product in the first stage. That's what I'm trying to say. The second stage, definitely they will come and understand more about your product, validate it. But at least an interest is even not generated, then how do you think the world will come and even speak to you? So this is where actually packaging really works subconsciously. I will tell you how I kind of figured this out very early in my career. I am actually into color management a lot, because printing means the exact color has to be reproduced for 1 copy to 100,000 copies. So why you need 100,000 copies the same color? Because again the human mind has got a perception. Like if you're normally driving in a car on a highway, especially in the US or somewhere, or even in Kerala, like now we can see McD brands. You can see it from a very long distance. They position it in such a way that the hunger is already created for you. When you see a long red, by the time you reach there, you stop and you go for it. So this is all subconscious. You're not even reading the thing. You know it's McD, you have to stop after a while. So the brain is already processed. So that's how subtle the marketing really works. So packaging is a tool which, if used wisely, can become an influencer or an emotional tool. It can influence you emotionally, not just physically alone. So this is the reason exactly why when you're scrolling or when you're going through a supermarket, you again come back and pick the same product. And then I normally call it as 6 panels of real estate. So there is a way, again, the brain processes the information. So initially told about the Apple story. The second thing is the brain, when you see a package, so be it the KMA logo here, first what we normally see is the shape of everything. That's how the brain processes the things. There's a sequence to it. The first they see the shape of the object. So it's convincing. Then probably they see the color part of it. Okay, the color looks fine, okay. The third part is like they say the formation, or they look at any flashy or something is there or not. And the fourth part, they look at the text. The text is only looked at the last actually. So normally we think text is the first thing which is attracting us. No, that's not the case always. The brain processes in the reverse order. The eye tracks in a different way. The same thing happens in a mobile phone also. When you are searching for a quick commerce brand or anything, that's why you are actually stopping there. It's subconsciously it is happening. Consciously you are not doing it. So subconsciously you stop there. So that's how the brain processes an information here. I hope I'm clear. So the reason we actually buy many things is very illogical. The marketeers, they normally say there's a logical reason to it, like awareness, information, and all those things. Like there's a sequence to it. But there could be a different sequence also running through our mind, which can be influenced through packaging. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the first reason. The 7-second rule, that's what I normally say. The 7-second rule is the attention span nowadays, and it is reducing every now and then. So if you are not getting an attention in the 7 second, you don't stop when scrolling, or you don't stop in the shelf. So this 7 seconds is only what you got to attract the right audience to your product if done right. Otherwise, even though the product is world class, even though the product is very tasty, or even though the product is excellent, nobody is going to even consider you for the first phase. Of course, the second time, once they have tasted you, they understand, they become vocal for that. And then they come back and again keep buying the product. That time also, if the packaging or if the product packaging doesn't look the same, you feel that, okay, this is something else. Something has changed. What I'm trying to say, it's all in the mind here. It's all about perception. Because perception is the only reality. If you really wanted to buy a Rolex, so we know Rolex is something which is aspired about. We haven't seen the Rolex plant. We don't even check the price. We don't even look for anything. You just want a Rolex, you already know that. Why? You don't even know the product, you don't even visited a brand. So the thing is, initially you buy something and then illogically you buy it with the subconscious mind and you validate it with reasons to tell it to your friends and colleagues so that they are not considering you as a, you don't want to do a mistake, right? Considering you as a fool that you have bought it. So somebody else is going to see that tomorrow. So it's a validation thing is always logical just to say it to someone else. So that's what marketeers normally talk about. Validating points are there after the thing which happens. Because packaging thing, everything happens subconsciously. So it triggers it. So this knowledge came to me as I told you about the color management thing, which happened in 2009 or 10, I think so. When we did a job for a long brand, we understood why they're very particular about this color, and they told this particular color will evoke this emotion for their client without even reading anything. So that's when I understood this is really important. Why it is reproducing the color is important. It's not just for the sake of reproducing it. It is really helping them increase their sales every now and then, and keeping the brand promise always a higher tone. And I think very good designers and good agencies, they understand this logic and they already work backwards with that logic. So that's what the gentleman told me, even service could packed as a product. So that can be done because our brain is wired in a different way. So we look for validation cues and then we try to convince ourselves. The second thing, I hope people are with me, right? Is it over the head? Okay. And the second key point is, I think Dilipji already touched on it, the Gen Z population here. So everybody is Gen Z nowadays. So why is this hype on Gen Z? They are not, they're from the same universe, okay? They're also human beings. Why are they considered in quotes? Yeah. We made them peculiar, I would say. We are to blame for them. They're not to blame for anybody else. So the thing is actually, as per the stats now, 43% of buying decisions are made by Gen Z. It's actually a truth. 43% of buying decisions are made by Gen Z. And if your product or service, whatever that is, if the language of communication is not targeted to them as well, then you're going to be in the losing end in a very, very soon. That's what is exactly happening with the bigger brands. When actually after COVID started, the D2C brands, lot of direct to consumer brands, they just started online. And they just frivoled out like anything. We also have a client who just started in 9 years old now. They moved from 0 to almost 35 crores just through e-commerce sales, just online. They're not even in retail now. So we got a lot of case studies like this, and where even bigger brands, even from Kerala in that space, couldn't crack it. So they had an upper advantage without any. So that's only because of packaging these things are happening. It's a perception created for the brand and also through D2C segment alone. So the power of packaging is very different. Because I was in a CII packaging seminar probably some time back, and the opening statement given by the gentleman who the keynote address was, he understood the power of packaging, especially for exporters, when an export consignment got rejected. It was actually a barrel which got leaked. His whole 40 crores was gone, just like that. So the barrel cost hardly probably 300, 400 rupees. There was a counter quote from a barrel for 500 rupees, but he didn't take that. So in a matter of 100 rupees, he lost 40 crores. So that's the power of packaging, you can say. It's not in penny wise, and you cannot be pound foolish with packaging. So you cannot take that risk. It happens with everything. So that's why I'm telling packaging is considered as the most underutilized growth engine. People don't know the power of packaging. Once a brand is registered in your mind as a low brand, it's very difficult to change it. You know how much money you need to spend for marketing to change a brand's positioning, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Packaging subconsciously gives you a position in the market. Nobody talks about it. And to change that position from a low-end brand to a mid-premium or a premium brand, it's very difficult once that thing is already positioned in the human mind. So recently there are a lot of examples you can understand. I would like to move out of packaging and say, so it's much easier for you to understand. Think about in the airline industry, how many classes we have. We have business class, first class, economy. Yeah, I was looking for that, premium economy. So all these classes are there, and it's only the plane. What is it? The job of the plane is what? Taking you from point A to point B. That's all. Why do you need so many classes? Basically, the function is only to take you from point A to point B. So, comfort. Sorry. More service, yeah. Luxury probably. So then everything is filled, right? It's not only the business class is filled, right? Everything is filled. So the plane is doing the job of only taking you from point A to point B. I mean the product is the same, service or the purpose is the same. But why do you people pay the experience? Needs are different. Exactly. Like space. Yeah, that's again convenience you can say. Now you're thinking actually. That's what I wanted. But the purpose is the same or the service is the same. It's only going from point A to point B. Why do they have so many classes? And mid-premium was created very, very recently, I would say. So it's all about probably validating yourself in terms of who you want to be known in the world again. So it's all about positioning. So somebody is traveling in a business class, okay. His positioning, okay, he's understood, okay. Somebody is traveling in economy, doesn't mean he's bad. But it's his choice. He has taken a choice. And airlines have done it very cunningly that most of the time we take premium economy. Unless and until we always travel on business class, that's a different case. But business class people will never come down. The market is always good for business class. So that's an elite class, a luxury brand. That's why I talked about. Their market is always stable. Whatever happens, even Trump sneezes, petrol prices goes up, the luxury bandwagon doesn't change. But you can't have a full flight only with business class, right? That's why the chartered flights are there, or even private jets are there for them. So they buy for that. So they don't want to travel in business class anymore. Exactly. The business is paying for them. So think about that in terms of your product. So can your same product be positioned separately, like in the way the airline industry has positioned the tickets? Product is the same again. So for low economy, it's for the cost-conscious customers. They with low frills, like Indigo started it. And there's always a bandwagon of people for that. If your product, you're targeting that segment, then your proposition should be talking in their language. So that kind of audience will directly come and book it. Or they will buy your product, or they will buy your service, whatever that is. And if you're positioning your product into mid-premium, which is thanks to the middle class income is going up in India, that's why the mid-premium was created by them, because they knew there's a gap in the market which can be filled by market. That's why so long ago it was not there actually. So this is a very simple logic actually in the airline industry, which can easily be adopted in our thinking also. So that's why Nivedit told, like when somebody comes to me, I normally ask them, why you want to do this actually? What is the real goal? If they tell me money, I won't work with them. Earning money is very easy. So if you lose money, you will stop that business and you will be dejected. There's no motivation. So what is exactly the reason that you want to do something? If you don't have that clarity, then even that is the first thing you should have. Then top of that is packaging or whatever your product conviction or whatever that comes on a separate stage. This is where I take a pause. I hope you are with me. So that's why time and time again I say packaging is considered as the most underutilized growth engine in Indian manufacturing. We are all perfecting the product alone. We love our products, but we don't even ask how our product is perceived in others' mind. So once you start working on that, then the job is very easy. So there's always a way to reach from point A to point B, but the paths are different for, like in the airline thing, there's a special queue for business class people, less of a waiting time, more. So the way to reach there is very different. The path has to be chosen. You cannot go with, initially you book with a premium, and then you suddenly, if you want to change to a business class, you know the cost. You know the cost is, you need to pay 3x, 4x or 10x. Sometimes you won't even get the ticket also. So that's how a lot of people run businesses nowadays. They don't have clarity in terms of why this is happening. And I have a reason for that, which I've decoded. I worked with a lot of small companies, medium companies and exporters and branches. This packaging decision, unfortunately, is taken very late. And it is taken in silos. It is not a collective decision at all. If a manufacturing plant has to be constructed, people really call in everybody, they discuss the pricing, everything is discussed meticulously. Architect comes in, the contractor comes in, the plumbing, everybody is made in, put in a document, vetted and everything and gone. But as we are all business owners here, most of them are here, we all know that only two functions in a business brings money into the business. What are they? Any guesses? Sales is the after effect. Marketing is one function which actually brings money into the business. Rest all the department actually, the money goes out. It's all expense accounts. If you look at HR, if you look at R&D, if you look at finance, if you look at all the other departments, it's an expense account. Where does money come in to the business? Yeah, it's all optimization. So marketing is one aspect. What is the second aspect? That's what I'm trying to. Again, production creates products. That's all. It doesn't. It cannot be sold. Also, it could be. Could be. Nothing is the wrong answer, I would say. It all adds up to the end of the course. Advertising. I'm looking for a very specific answer. Brand value. If somebody can say that, I'll give you a book for sure, my book, for free. Sorry? Positioning in the market. No. I'm asking about money. It should bring money into the business. Why? Why should anybody invest in you?
Value to the customer.
Creating faith. Like it's got a good future.
It's a value proposition, I would say, yeah. There's a belief, the trust.
Yeah, trust.
Creating the value customer.
Creating the value is also there. I'm looking for something very specific. There's only one answer for this. It's something like that. Visibility, no. Again, no. USP, closer I would say, but still. Why the USP? How can a USP be generated? Differentiation, yeah. Somebody is close again. What drives differentiation? No, that's not the answer. It's just any company. It could be any company. Somebody was very close. Differentiation, and that's a clue. What brings differentiation? Who was that? Please stand. Mr. Rajesh. Yeah. He told the answer because we have developed this product. We have innovated this product. He is the creator of palm leaf. He recreated palm leaf innovations back to our world. And I think Limca Book of Records also was conferred to him. And we also won an innovation award in 2014 for his products. Yeah. So innovation, if you really think about it, innovation and marketing are only the two functions or disciplines in a business which can bring in money, actual money which can bring in. The rest all the departments are expense checkers. You can always write checks. Really think about it. And as business owners, We don't work in these two aspects at all. It's very sad actually. We leave it to somebody else to work on it. We are clueless. Most of them, I mean, I'm speaking to one by one. So that's why I'm telling, packaging decisions, specifically coming back to packaging, decision is made in silos. Because if you really consider packaging as a marketing tool, then the QC person, the marketing head, the purchase guy, the business owner, the product owner, the brand owner, everybody should come sit together and discuss about it. Because that's where the money, these are the two functions. You just think about in your business how much time you're spending for marketing and innovation, and how much money you're spending for these two functions to grow. Rest everything can be outsourced, okay. Outsourcing means you can hire managers to do that. But as a business owner, your only job is to look at these two functions. If these two functions are excelling, you can even hire a 10 crore CEO. Not a headache at all, because the business will keep churning in money.
Innovation and improvement are one and the same.
Not exactly, but nowadays innovation is a very misnomer word, I would say. But for the sake of innovation, a lot of people are innovating, but it is not helping for them, I would say.
So that gets to the point. All innovations need not necessarily be money spinning. Yeah. They can be out of 100 innovations, maybe 10% might work, the best case scenario. So
I'm with you.
yeah.
So again, that's why I'm telling you, the business owner is missing there actually. So marketing and the insights from the market really helps. So you need to create those products which the market wants. So that's where the missing link comes. We create product and then we try to sell it. We don't validate it. We feel as a business owner, this is the right product the market wants. And ultimately, if that product is not solving a problem for anyone, nobody is going to buy it. Anoop Venugopalan creates a product. Why should anyone buy it if it's not solving his problem, his story? What is his story? When somebody is buying, he has to convince himself first, not others, or not Anoop. Nobody buys for Anoop if I am a product owner. So this is the first rule. You have to detach from your product completely. So it's a very difficult thing, not easy said than done. Once you detach from your product completely, then you probably start seeing the other world, which Mr. Dilip ji everybody sees. They always talk about from the consumer perspective, and the business owners normally talk from their perspective, their world. हमारा बच्चा है, it's our child. We have bought it. We have to make it perfect, look good. But that's only for you. It's your kid. So that's where actually packaging can really help when all the pieces are checked in. It's not individually it can help. This is a journey, definitely. And those brands who have cracked it are really growing really well, I would say. Not even small or big or medium, doesn't matter. Whoever really cracked this code, they're really growing, irrespective of the size of their business. So really think of it, marketing and innovations, go back to your drawing board today. How much time you're spending, you work on it, then you really look into it. It can probably add more zeros to your, yes, on the right side. Yeah. So that's why I believe in this conviction that it's not just for the functional part alone, but if used really wisely, it can really give you a permanent positioning, and it can give you repeat customers day in, day out, without even spending much money on marketing. If done really right, people will come to you. Like I don't want to quote Apple, everybody quotes Apple, so why do people line up in Apple stores much before that? It's not for Steve Jobs, nobody knows Steve Jobs, it's for themselves, to prove that I want to own the latest gadget. It's to satisfy his own desires. So that's on a different date, we can talk about it. So this is actually the solution for that, which I use day in, day out to solve this particular problem in a very quick way. So in my book also I have talked about this. This is a proprietary framework created by me. It's called Innovative Light Green Packaging Framework. And this actually solves all the problems which we talked till date, even after Trump, whatever it is. This can, if used really wisely, because the purpose of packaging is not just to protect alone. It has to be 100% protected. It has to promote by itself, because it's a silent salesman. There's a reason for that. I'm coming to that particular triangle. Dilipji knows he does a lot of marketing campaigns for a big brand, and everything is done. A lot of things are done. And ultimately, in that 7 seconds, the marketing campaigns can reach a person in front of the product. But ultimately, if the packaging doesn't communicate the same value which is being told in the marketing campaign, he feels, okay, he's been fooled. So confused mind will never take a decision. So the marketing, what is happening, has to be shown in the product. So the product has to promote themselves. So that's why packaging is called the silent salesman. You cannot, there's no money you need to pay for the salesman. You know how much difficult it is to get a salesman nowadays, right? They're willing to pay any money and they don't stick also. But packaging is your permanent salesman if it's really worked out right. It's a one-time job. If done really right, it could give you recurring businesses. So just think about it. So it has to do the promotion by itself. Protection is of course by default, by definition A. I'm going with B. And third one of course is profit. It has to generate profit, means it has to bring in money to the business, not just one-time customers. That's why I earlier told you I only work with brands or you work with those owners whose product is really world class. Otherwise packaging is like telling a lie to the world. And after consuming one time, people will definitely talk about it, and no packaging can help you after that. So one time you can probably try to fool somebody, but not every time. So so this is actually the framework, and there are also subtle layers of different frameworks, which is pillars supporting each of the three things. So this can be applied to not just product, it can be applied to most of the things. Really look into deep. Think about from the marketing and innovation perspective also onto this thing, and it will be very easy. So this is one of the case study I would just like to show. This was actually, how many people would have picked up the product on the left? Whatever I told you right now. Before, it was something like this. They had low sales, zero positioning in the market. People were confused, what is this product? It's a new product, new category, not Gen Z ready and design not matching to times. So when this light green packaging framework was applied in the right way, it took 6 months time. It's not easy, it takes time, but the owner was willing to spend that time on packaging alone. So it was a process completely, but once it was done right, immediately he participated in an exhibition in Mumbai and people talked about his packaging, and eventually after 10-15 days it became the top 3 brand in the country, even beating Hrithik Roshan's promoted brand in a competition. So this is the power of packaging, which if it really used wisely, it can actually add more zeros to your on the right side. So that's what I have experienced, and that's what I've been doing all this time, and that's the belief I normally get from the founders when they come and speak to me. I understand from what psyche they are operating. So this is very, very simple seeing like this, but the process has to come from the mindset. So that's why logo to legacy is not a product, it's actually a mindset at the end of the day. And packaging is all a mindset, and business is a mindset. That's why you want to own a Rolex, you already decided it long time ago due to some other reason, and then you just buy it when you get a chance. That's all. So this is just an example of stating the power of packaging if done right. If not done right, it can slither away very fast also. They had the best product, it was the same product inside, okay, nothing changed. So now they've understood the game, they're doing a lot of things with that, and I'm helping them adding more zeros. So this is about the whole thing, and the whole mindset thing is actually, if you take this quiz right now, and if you can send me a screenshot of it to my number mentioned, I can give you 3 insights. Need some time to process, that's all, but I will definitely come back to you. Definitely I will come back to you in terms of helping you out with some insights, but not all. If somebody cannot scan it, you can probably type the link, it's mentioned.
Just 2 minutes it takes to complete the quiz.
Nivedita, you can do it once again also after the session. Probably thinking changed. You did it before, right? Do it now. It will probably help for the cause. The link working? Is it working? You can pass it on to any failing brands also. And this link, it can help them. Because for me, as I told you, my destiny, my purpose is to create more brands from India to the world. So I would say you why, because I was in the UK for some time. So I used to do a lot of mystery shopping in the evening. So then I understood why people buy what they buy, and that was in 2012. And at that time, when the foreign brands were definitely going to come to India, and Indian companies had zero clue. Like a 25-year-old company, they have put their sweat equity, the owner, they raised it to a level of 100 crores, and it is stuck forever from there. So go from to one platform to another platform, you need to do something differently. So that's where all these mindset thing really help in terms of, and packaging is only one growth lever. So that's what I have really seen, and I want to protect the Indian business community who has really contributed so much. So that is my vision, basically, to have 1,000 brands from India to the globe, because may not be 100 crore, 1,000 crore company. Even they starting to export, they get good revenue and they're happy adding more zeros, and they're happy as a business owner. My job is done. So packaging is only a medium for me to achieve that, and book is again a medium, because I understood, I validated it, now I need to accelerate. So that is the reason I wrote the book. It's not for the money from the book, and I don't give the book to anybody who doesn't really want to use it. So if you are really going to use it, only people I ask them to buy, because otherwise this book is not for sale otherwise. So that is the conviction. I'm written the book, and I know there's a value of 3 lakh to 5 lakh on the book, and I've seen business owners struggling in the first 3 to 5 years, and definitely if they read this book, they can save that 3 to 5 years time. I am guaranteeing with that. So I've seen that happening. So that's what I believe, that packaging is the most underutilized growth engine in India, and I want now you to spread that message much faster through different formats. That's what I would ask through this forum, elite forum here. Oh, we can connect offline. There's many examples. And the book, there are 25 plus case studies right away, without any brand names given. So it can be copied, it can be used. But again, if the why is not clear, it's not going to work. So it's.
You can contribute a lot to sectors like spices. See, we sell in 20 bags, 20%. 1% is in packaging.
Value added.
I think I will suggest spice board to get.
Definitely, yes.
Big work it can be done, because in USA and all, we are the largest suppliers of spices, but our identity is lost. So the packaging is done by Mecca.
Okay.
We don't do that. So real value addition we miss.
Definitely.
Get
Peanuts. Yeah. They take away all the. Exactly.
stuff like such sectors like oil. Fertilizers and packaging. 1 kg, 2 kg deep packs of the rice.
Okay. Fertilizers. Okay.
Can suggest your thing to the spices.
Definitely. It works in any product for that matter. I'm 100% sure.
Spice board can export yourself.
Definitely. It can be worked out.
And this spice board has schemes to assist that. Logo promotion and brand life. There are schemes.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Yeah. I think some of these have been adopted. Big basket, the big basket and card.
Yes.
The spices and as well as cashew nuts and dry fruits, they are all packed.
Packed nicely.
Yeah, packed like.
Conveniently as well, right? Yeah.
I mean, whether they follow this principle, but I've seen that.
Definitely. Most of the people are following it. A lot of them are following it knowingly, a lot of them are following it unknowingly.
Some improvement is there, but some improvement is there, but still only the master. You have to step very, very.
We're just touching the surface. We're just scratching the surface right now. A lot of potential are still left. A lot of potential to explore actually.
Because commodities of exporting is easy. You need not build plants, so easy thing, but very unstable.
Exactly. I didn't want to touch on that, but if you want to, I don't like to spread more fear. That's why I didn't want to. I could do that, like other marketeers normally do. They spread the fear first and then try try to convince you, but I don't want to do that. I want you to get convinced by yourself. So like otherwise, if you don't change now, you'll become a commodity. When commodity comes, what happens? A and B and C is everything is same. Then only price is the topic of discussion. There's nothing else to be discussed. Brand name, nothing goes. So we need to come out of the price war. That is the ultimate aim, as you rightly said. That is the goal.
Non-price factors.
Exactly. There are other prices. That's why people buy Rolex without even asking the price. No, it's the same thing. So you can buy any watch. So again, it's the story. So that's what. So it's actually very simple if you really look at it. To summarize, I would say, I think everybody has done that. I think probably you can take my number also and send it to me with a name and your business, if there's a business name, with a business name, or what you thought about while taking the test. That is more important for me too. Technically, you should think about your brand, or if you're planning to start a brand, that should be the ideation. If it's not done in that way, again do it and send it to me. So you would have understood. There is no right or wrong answer. There is score. There is no 100 kittanala top, 30 kittanala. Nothing wrong or right here. Everything is right here. As I told you, the segment of airlines. Everywhere business is happening. You have to decide where you want to be. That's all. Definitely.
If the product is 100 rupees, suppose priced at that, what is the percentage that should go in packaging?
I'll tell you. It's a very valid question. As a rule of thumb, we normally say in FMCG, it depends on sector to sector. Again, it depends on the buyer perspective, right? FMCG, it's hardly 7 to 8% of the product cost. So that's how normally you say. But in a luxury thing, if you're buying a perfume, probably the cost of packaging would be 10x higher than the actual product. It's only 2 ml, 3 ml.
Yeah.
So it's a luxury. So you understand, the packaging is what sells that 2 or 3 ml for that premium price. So it's ulta. Gift packs, yeah. So it depends on the segment. So if it's a high volume mass product, then of course. And I believe any product can be sold at any price. So it's possible to do it. Only thing is you have to work backwards. You have to create stories to it. You need to add for the right reason, add the right audience for that. That's all. People are there to spend. So only thing is you're not able to find them. Because ma'am, people when they get confused, they don't buy. It's very simple actually. You should not confuse people with many things written. If there are a lot of things written, KMA, we will get confused, right? What is this? I don't want to break my head in this. It's very... That's what I'm telling you. If the product is not good, so first time you can get fooled. So it depends on the category also, I would say. But that's what D2C brands are just earning. That is why the Gen Z population, you really look at it, and a lot of Gen Zs are here, I would say. They don't want to go to a retail shop and buy anymore. They want to buy everything through this. Even they want to get married through this, if at all they want to get married. So that's another question nowadays. So the things are changing very fast. So we need to adopt. And Gen Zs are already working in our establishments. Their thinking is very different. Everything they want it in the palm top. So I think the mark. Yeah, please.
Talk about Gen Z, the shopper behavior is changing, right? So packaging had a lot of relevance when you go to traditional brick and mortar stores and the shops. The product displayed on the shelf, the value shelf, everything.
Yes.
Now with the shift to online, how do you see packaging changing? Because for me, the way I see it, it's more of a functional need. I order something, the product I might see on an online site, I order the product is shipped, and so packaging, the main purpose of packaging in that case is actually to protect the product, and it safely arrives at the customer's location. So whereas packaging in a traditional store is to create to
shout out to the shopper, come and pick up my product. So packaging has a big role to play there.
Yes.
But when you shift to online, it's a completely different set of dynamics, right?
True. Yeah, I will just tell you a story to say that. Then you can ask me the same question if it exists. So I told I was doing some biobehavior science back in those days, mystery shopping basically. So it was in 2011, I think so. Evening, I got this assignment to check. There was a popular biscuit company in the UK, and they had this colorful packaging, flexible packaging, wrapped. And the same shelf, it was probably priced at probably say £3 or something, just for the sake of it. And they created the same product in another pack with substandard packaging, or probably reducing the number of colors, just to single color and more of white and everything. And they reduced the price by 20 cents or something. It was priced at 2.8, and they did an exercise basically. And I was part of that. I need to monitor every day and check what is the sales happening and everything. I had to give the report to the Big Fours. It was one of the Big Fours exercise. And the conviction that they gave me was that the single color pack, which was 20 cents less, would be selling like hotcakes. So that was the validation from the marketing team which came. So we can reduce the packaging cost, also we can sell more. But after 3 months of this exercise, that validation got shifted. Nobody bought the 20 paise less one. You know what happened? People got confused. Why are they selling it for 20 paise less? Even though they said that, they told there's some quality problem in this. They don't believe it. There's something else. Because the mind is always occupied with that color, with that pack, with that, everything is occupied. We don't just buy the product just for the sake of buying the product. So this exercise actually backfired. And then they realized that certain things, the human behavior is the most difficult thing to change. And if any marketeer in this room, I would say, if you're launching a new product, launch a product which is already there in the market, which is bought in the same way in the market. Don't try to create a new kind of buyer behavior in the market. Like online is a new kind of buying behavior where trust is the biggest issue. Even though you buy from Amazon because you trust from Amazon, at least till some time back, but not anymore, I would say. So at least the trust factor is the only thing which is pushing people to buy or not buy from online. So coming back to your thing, it depends on again people to people. Some people want the experience of unboxing, It's a big thing. I didn't touch upon it today because of the time purview again. So it's again a different topic altogether. The emotional experience of unboxing and owning a package. Can you imagine why would somebody buy a 1.5 lakh phone on e-commerce and it could be just shipped to his home without any experience? Why is he buying that online, the Gen Z people, or even buying 10 lakh things online now? It's a big question.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if you're buying a premium, like a premium perfume or a branded perfume or like an Apple phone, yes, packaging does matter because I'm spending 1.5 or 2 lakhs or something like that.
Definitely.
But when it comes to the mid-price, lower end of the segment, which are the mainly mass consumption categories or products, probably packaging, I don't know whether that whole experience you've been alluding to, that does matter. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, that's my personal view. Okay, I could be completely wrong.
But there was actually a case study again from. It's actually a very contrasting case study which I read probably 6 months back. The brand Maggie, which is like selling like hotcakes. And why is Maggie selling like anything like other than any other brand, irrespective of it is going to all the homes, irrespective of the income strata. Everybody buys it. Because when they really went in deep, the reason was very funny. The lower income strata bought it because they want to feel premium, because I also serve the same food as the premium people eat in schools. I can feed the same thing to my child. That was the thing which was in premium. The low end strata, they thought. For them it was luxury, the same product. So that's what I'm trying to say. And for the luxury people, it's a very normal thing. They told it's a normal thing we have been eating from childhood. It's a craving thing. Arre chalta hai. We'll again buy it and have it. You're not thinking twice. So you're already conditioned. So it's all about what you're thinking in the head. So you have to give them what the market wants. It's very simple. The market wants premium product, please give premium. Don't think and get confused by ourselves. If the product is selling with premium, just give premium packaging. The product is selling without premium, just do that. There's no right or wrong answer here. The final thing is adding more zeros. Everything has to convert to your brand promise, and everything has to transpose at the end of the day.
I think this is the point. Just imagine, see, railways was the most enthusiastic institution. We would never care the customer. You now just say Shatabdi and Vande Bharat.
Vande Bharat.
Vande Bharat, we introduced 100 and Shatabdi. Now when I say 100 rupees, it is 650 seats. We could have changed it. No?
Very true.
How can you just, it's a packaging again.
It's very true. Again, coming back to this thing, like certain brands only need those kind of packaging. There's no harm in it. They're only looking at it in that kind of strata because the customers only want that. There's no harm in this. In those kind of things, I advise not to overdo it. Then sales will come down. That's it can work in both ways. So there's a person.
It's like toothpaste, Colgate of different varieties. You got salt and you got green and all this.
That's again marketing, right? You're falling for them.
I mean, you have the
So-
same packaging but different colors, and you got the same soap again with top loading and side loading and all that. But then
Again, the same airline example. The different customers are there, and once they acquire that taste, they don't want to change. So
Horlicks and all this.
for anything and everything, there's a reason why people buy, and it's not the reason what we think. We really check with them why you are buying it. So that's what answers you. Probably.
For example, Nirma, when they introduced just shabby pack,
Mm.
then they later understood it should be like that because people thought even that is a part of that product. So they sustained that sort of packing. They now imitated.
So it was nostalgia for them. If they change it, the sales will come down.
So you can't justify
Now,
straight away.
now I have seen brands, to answer your question again, I have seen brands who have worked with the lower end packaging, like what you're trying to say, with no frills. And some marketing agency would have come and told them that you need to do something crazy on this, spend more money, and actually their sales have come down. So this has happened.
It's like Mangala Vikri cannot imitate Madhuri Vikri Kavar.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, because positioning is different, exactly. Because with positioning, we also have a price band in our mind. It naturally comes.
Just last question. Okay.
Please, I'm happy.
A lot of the times the
Challenge in, if I have to invest, let's say, X percentage more on better packaging, yeah? Do we have data? It's the same like advertising, yeah? Though now with all the digital channels, you get more accurate, better understanding of every dollar I spent on digital media, how much it's going to generate in terms of incremental revenue or sales. But in the case of packaging, let's say I spent X percentage more on packaging to improve the packaging, but do you have any kind of data? Can you validate with any data that, okay, X percentage more means delta offtake or delta additional revenue? Do that kind of data exist in India, or packaging, validation of, you're coming, let's say you're coming and telling me, okay, spend $1 million or rupees more on packaging, and that's okay. You can reactively you can get to know, not on but on a proactive basis. Okay, validating it with empirical data or with quantifiable measures.
I told you I opened the talk with tangible and intangible things, right?
Yeah.
So we need to look at both the data for that any matter. Certain things are more tangible, certain things are intangible. Again, it comes to why you need to change that. What is the reason? Is it coming from the market, or is it because of the competition? You need to be convinced. If some marketer is coming and telling you, don't do it. Unless and until you are convinced, don't do it. Even if I am telling you to do it, don't do it. Ultimately, you have to be convinced, and the market has to say that this has to be changed. That's right. It's quantitative and qualitative. It can be measured, but ultimately, it's not just the numbers alone. Ultimately, it is like in market research, there are quantitative research and qualitative research as well. So it's a combination of these two. It can be done, but it's very tricky. I don't know, very few Indian brands are doing it, especially the bigger corporates, they're doing it. But SME, I don't think. And if I know more about your product, and probably you might have had a different experience, I would see, because you're not smiling when asking. So probably a pitying experience.
That's my body language. I need to work on that.
Probably we can discuss on that offline. Probably you can.
Very mature speaker. He thinks and watches people. Connecting the people. I think you have a very nice talk. We have seen several people who have connected.
Okay.
That's his job. That's what he does.
Good connect, social connecting. You have to be very careful when you speak.
No, but I don't judge, so it's okay.
Jokes apart, it's been a pleasure here.
I'll give it to you.
What should have been a rudimentary topic, you have converted that into a very, yeah.
Hello, sir.
I think we should be hearing Bibu Punaran, somebody who has started this Young Minds. You're keeping quiet, sitting there.
Sir, can I have one observation or questions? Sir, we are going to the bookstall, but their packaging hardly matters. Can you react on that?
No, I didn't. Can you come again?
Because if I go to the Crossword or any bookstall, if I want to purchase any type of books,
Oh,
we are not bothered about packaging.
okay.
Then what attracts more?
The book, the cover is the packaging. The book sells by its cover. The book cover. Yeah, that's another thing again. Now, what I'm trying to say is, sir, it's the same thing. It can be adopted universally, not just for packaging. Because people buy in the same way everything they buy. So it's nothing with packaging to do. It's a very common thread I'm talking about. Unless and until you have an interest, simply saying like, you like a girl. Why do you like a girl? You just, something like, it's the first interest you get. And then, so for me, I would say like, sales is like a, sorry they're here, but sales is like, with them here, I'll just close with this. You will also like it, so. Somebody was talking about sales is like a one-night stand. So you really look at it. So that's the only life of sales. There's no repeat business after that. Really look at comparing dating with other things. And marketing is like dating, basically. You keep on experimenting with marketing. That's the job of marketing. And what is branding? Naturally. Branding is actually marriage. Branding is actually marriage. So branding is for the long haul actually, and sales is for the short term thing. So you have to keep, and marketing is keep on experimenting things, like to add to your thing, because you need data for that, and you need validation things for each and everything. So actually sales and marketing are the most confusing word. I'll just stop with this. Actually sales and marketing is very confusing word. Sales happens actually because of marketing. It's actually the other way around. People always think that sales is more important, always keep pushing. Arey thoda price kam kar de yaar, let that happen. But once that positioning is gone in the market, then you cannot regain it. So marketing is always driving sales. So a lot of people don't do marketing, they are already sales driven organizations. They are going to plummet very soon. They become a commodity end of the day. Whoever is doing marketing first, then sales will happen automatically. There's a demand for that. Exactly. So it's already sold, like Rolex. You're already sold to buy it. Already you have been sold. You already heard stories about. And frankly speaking, the brand, I will just tell and close it. And brand is actually what people are talking about you when you're not in the room. That's basically brand. Even if it's a personality, that's what it is. Then you're convinced that we can work with this person. That's for you to decide. So with that, I would like to thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that highly informative and insightful session. We now move on to a special segment of today's program, the book release ceremony. May I invite the dignitaries on the stage for the release of the book by handing over the first copy to Mr. Bibu Punuran, Advisor, KMA Young Minds.
എന്നെ പരിചയമുള്ള കുറച്ച് പേരെ കൂടി ഇരിപ്പുണ്ട്. അവർക്കറിയാം എൻ്റെ അസുഖം. മൈക്ക് കിട്ടിയാൽ വിടില്ല. പക്ഷെ അതങ്ങനെയല്ല. ഇതിനകത്ത് സാധാരണ ഞാനത് ഈ പ്രിൻറ്റിങ് പ്രസ് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് 41 വർഷമായി. ഫീൽഡിൽ വന്നിട്ട് 50-ൽ കൂടുതലായി. ഒരുമാതിരിപ്പെട്ട ആൾക്കാർ മുഴുവൻ വരാത്ത ഒരു ഫീൽഡാണ് പ്രിൻറ്റിങ്. ഞാൻ 82-ൽ നിങ്ങൾ പ്രസ് തുടങ്ങുമ്പോൾ അന്ന് കത്തി നിന്ന ഒരു പ്രസ്സും ഇന്ന് നിലവിലില്ല. പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ടൊരു കാര്യം, പുതിയ തലമുറയ്ക്ക് ഇതിനകത്ത് വരാൻ താല്പര്യമില്ല. കാരണം അന്നത്തെ സാങ്കേതിക വിദ്യ അങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു, ടെക്നോളജി അങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു, ഒരുപാട് ലബോറിയസ് വർക്കായിരുന്നു. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, പഴയ എഴുത്തുകാരെയൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അറിയാം, കുട്ടികൃഷ്ണന്മാരായ ഒരു പ്രസ്സിലെ പ്രൂഫ് റീഡറായിരുന്നു. എല്ലാം ഈ പത്രങ്ങളും മാസികകളും പുസ്തകങ്ങളും ആയിട്ട് ബന്ധമുള്ളതാണ് അച്ചടി. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് ഇതിന് അച്ചുകൂടം എന്നുള്ളൊരു പേരാണ് പണ്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. അവിടുന്ന് മാറി കമേഴ്ഷ്യൽ രീതിയിലേക്ക് മാറിയപ്പോഴാണ് മാറ്റം വരുന്നതും. അതായത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ഒരു 50 വർഷത്തിൻ്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് പുസ്തകം മാത്രം പ്രിൻ്റ് ചെയ്തിരുന്ന ഭാഗത്ത് നിന്ന് മാർക്കറ്റിങ്ങിലേക്കും കമേഴ്ഷ്യൽ രീതിയിൽ ഇത് മാറിയപ്പോഴാണ് അതിനകത്ത് വ്യത്യാസം വന്നത്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, ടെക്നോളജിയിൽ വന്ന അതിഭയങ്കരമായ മാറ്റം. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള പുസ്തകങ്ങളൊക്കെ നിമിഷം കൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് പ്രിൻ്റ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റും. അതൊരു വലിയൊരു വ്യത്യാസം. നിങ്ങൾ പലരും പറഞ്ഞാണ് ഈ കൈകൊണ്ട് പെറുക്കിയെടുത്ത ടൈപ്പ് വെച്ച് പ്രിൻ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടൊക്കെയാണ് പണ്ട് പുസ്തകങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. അവിടുന്ന് മാറി ഇപ്പോൾ പുതിയ സാങ്കേതിക വിദ്യകൾ വന്നു. അതിൻ്റെ വെളിച്ചത്തിൽ ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റായിട്ട് ഈ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ആ ഒരു രൂപത്തിലേക്ക് മാറിയത് കൊണ്ടാണ് പ്രിൻറ്റിങ്ങിന് ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒത്തിരി മാന്യതയും ഇപ്പോൾ സെക്കൻഡ് ജനറേഷൻ പോലുള്ള ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ഇതിനകത്ത് വരുന്നതും ഇത് പഠിക്കണമെന്ന് താല്പര്യം കാണിക്കുന്നതും അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇത് നമുക്ക് ഓരോ മനുഷ്യനും ഏറ്റവും അത്യാവശ്യമായ ജീവിതത്തോടുകൂടി ഏറ്റവും അടുത്ത് കിടക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഫീൽഡാണ് പ്രിൻറ്റിങ്. അച്ചടി ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സാധനം നമുക്ക് നിലനിൽ പോലുമില്ല. എല്ലാ കാരണവും തിരിച്ചറിയുന്നത് പോലെ അച്ചടി കൊണ്ടാണ്. ഒരു പോയ്സണും ഒരു മെഡിസിനും വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ലേബലില്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? നമ്മൾ രാവിലെ നമ്മളുടെ ജീവിതം തുടങ്ങുന്ന വരെ വൈകുന്നേരം ഉറങ്ങുന്നത് വരെ നമ്മളുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും അടുത്ത് കിടക്കുന്നൊരു മേഖല പ്രിൻറ്റിങ്. അതാണ് എനിക്ക് ഇതിനോടൊരു പാഷൻ വന്നതും ഞാൻ ഈ പ്രിൻറ്റിങ് പഠിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങിയതും അതിനുശേഷം ഇതിൽ മാസ്റ്റർ ആവാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചതും. ആയോ ഇല്ലോ എന്നെനിക്കറിയില്ല. പക്ഷേ അനശ്വര അറിയപ്പെടുന്നൊരു പ്രസ്ഥാനമായിട്ട് മാറിയിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്നിവിടെ ദിലീപൊക്കെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. ദിലീപിനെ ഒരുപാട് വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് പരിചയമുള്ള. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു രൂപത്തിലുള്ളൊരു വന്നൊരു മാറ്റം പുതിയ തലമുറ ഇതിനകത്ത് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ചോളം അതാണ് വളരെ അഭിമാനകരമായ ഒരു നേട്ടം. ഞാൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഇതിനകത്ത് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇതേപോലെയുള്ള പുതിയ തലമുറയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടും ഈ പ്രസ്ഥാനം, കാരണം നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും അടുത്ത് കിടക്കുന്ന ഏറ്റവും അത്യാവശ്യമായൊരു ഘടകം വളരെ നെഗ്ലക്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കിടക്കുന്ന ഒരു സംവിധാനത്തിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്ക് ഈ രീതിയിൽ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ പറ്റി. ടെക്നോളജി അതിനൊരു നിമിത്തമാണ്. പക്ഷേ ആ രീതിയിലുള്ള അപ്ഡേഷനും എല്ലാം വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്കിന്ന് ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അരുന്ധതി ബുക്സിൻ്റെ ഒരു കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞു. അതെൻ്റെ വളരെ വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുമ്പുള്ളൊരു പാഷനായിരുന്നു. നടപ്പിലായില്ല, ഇപ്പോഴാണ് നടപ്പിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റിയത്. അത് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് ഇവനിങ്ങനെ പുസ്തകം എഴുതുന്നു പറഞ്ഞു. എൻ്റെ ഉദ്ദേശം വേറെ ഒരു പുസ്തകമായിരുന്നു മനസ്സിൽ ആദ്യത്തെ ആയിട്ട്. പക്ഷെ എന്നാൽ ഇത് തന്നെ ആയിക്കോട്ടെ എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു അങ്ങനെ പ്രിൻ്റ് ചെയ്തതാണ്. അരുന്ധതി ബുക്സ് എന്നുള്ളൊരു പബ്ലിക്കേഷൻ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടേ ഉള്ളൂ. അവർ സാധാരണ എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും അങ്ങനെ പ്രിൻ്റ് ചെയ്യാനൊന്നും ഞാൻ അതിനകത്ത് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചിട്ടുമില്ല, പബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചിട്ടുമില്ല. എനിക്ക് ചില ചിന്തകളുണ്ട്. 70-75 വയസ്സായി. ഇനി അടുത്ത തലമുറയ്ക്ക് എനിക്കെന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുള്ളൊരു ചിന്തയൊന്നും ഉരുത്തിരിഞ്ഞ് വന്ന ചെറിയൊരു സംവിധാനം മാത്രമാണ് ഈ അരുന്ധതി ബുക്സ് എന്നുള്ള പബ്ലിക്കേഷൻ. അത്രമാത്രമേ ഇപ്പോൾ ഉള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ അതിനോട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ ഒരു വലിയ സദസ്സിൽ ഞാൻ ആൾബലം കൊണ്ടല്ല പറഞ്ഞു. ഇവിടെ ആരൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു കേട്ട് വളരെ ഇൻട്രാക്റ്റീവ് വളരെ നല്ല കാര്യം. അതാണ് വേണ്ടത്. എത്ര ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റിയേക്കാൾ കൂടുതൽ എപ്പോഴും ക്വാളിറ്റിക്ക് പ്രാധാന്യം കൊടുക്കണം. ആ ഒരു രീതിയിലുള്ള ഒരു സദസ്സായിരുന്നു അത്. അതിലേറെ സന്തോഷം. പിന്നെ ഈ ലോഗോ ടു ലെഗസി ഇതെല്ലാം കൃത്യമായിട്ട് പുള്ളിയുടെ തന്നെ കാര്യങ്ങളായിരുന്നു. ഈ ടൈറ്റിലാണെങ്കിലും ശരി, എൻ്റെ വർക്കിൻ്റെ കാര്യത്തിലാണെങ്കിലും എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും സംശയം ചോദിക്കുന്നില്ലാതെ ഞാൻ അതിനകത്ത് തലയിടാനേ പോകാറില്ല. കാരണം അത് ഈ പറയുന്ന ഇവൻ ജൻസി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ചോളം അത് ഒരുപാട് ജൻസികളാണ്, ഒന്ന് മാത്രമല്ല, അത്രയും വ്യത്യാസങ്ങൾ ഇതിനകത്ത് വരും. അപ്പോൾ സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ട് ആ അഭിപ്രായങ്ങളൊന്നും പുതിയ തലമുറയ്ക്ക് ആ രീതിയിൽ മനസ്സിലാക്കണമെന്നില്ല, ഭാഷ പോലും മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ല എന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായത്. പുതിയ തലമുറയോട് നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന പല കാര്യങ്ങളും അവർക്ക് ഉൾക്കൊള്ളാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. നമ്മൾ പല ഉദാഹരണങ്ങളും അന്നത്തെ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ, ഇപ്പം തന്നെ കുട്ടികൃഷ്ണമാരാരുടെ പേര് പറഞ്ഞു, കുറച്ച് പ്രായമുള്ള ആൾക്കാർക്കല്ലാതെ വേറെ ആർക്കറിയും കുട്ടികൃഷ്ണമാരും ആരാ കുട്ടികൃഷ്ണമാർ. അപ്പോൾ ഈ രീതിയിലുള്ള കുറേ വലിയൊരു വ്യത്യാസമുണ്ട് അതിനകത്ത്. അത് നമ്മളാരെയും ഒന്നും കുറ്റപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ട് കാര്യമൊന്നുമില്ല. ഒരർത്ഥത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ആയിരുന്നു, ടെക്നോളജി മാറി. ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് ഒരു അധ്വാനിച്ചിട്ടൊരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യണ്ട, ആ ഒരു രൂപത്തിൽ എത്തിപ്പെട്ടതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് കുറേ അറിവുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ നമുക്ക് വേറെ കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് സ്വാഭാവികമാണ്, അങ്ങനെ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. പണ്ടൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ഏതൊരു കാര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ അന്വേഷിച്ച് അങ്ങോട്ട് ചെല്ലണം, അത് തേടി പിടിക്കണം, അപ്പോൾ ഒരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. ആ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് കൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ കുറേ വലുതാവും. ഇന്നതില്ലാതെ തന്നെ അതിൽ 10 ഇരട്ടി എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടാൻ സൗകര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു രൂപത്തിലാണ് ആ കാര്യങ്ങൾ മാറി പോകുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഏതായാലും നിങ്ങളെല്ലാം കാണാനും, ഈ ചൈൽഡ് ഈസ് ദ ഫാദർ ഓഫ് ദ മാൻ എന്ന് പറയും, വേഡ്സ്വർത്ത് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ഈ അങ്ങനെ എനിക്ക് ഇവിടെ വന്ന് നമ്മുടെ പുത്രനോടുകൂടി ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങളെ പരിചയപ്പെടാൻ പറ്റി. ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ളൊരു അവസരം കിട്ടിയതും 2 വാക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറ്റിയത്, ഞാൻ സംസാരിക്കണമെന്ന് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചതല്ല, സംസാരിക്കാൻ പറ്റി വളരെ സന്തോഷം. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you, sir.
May I now invite Mr. Bibu Punuran to hand over a token of gratitude to Mr. Anoop Venugopalan.
We are actually running much behind schedule, so I think I shall keep it. But for your sake, yeah, I will speak just a couple of words. Thank you, Anoop, for coming. Of course, Lekha will be giving you the formal vote of thanks. But then I would really like to thank my YM, fraternity for being here and making this a great success. And what started for the rest of the KMA members, what started as a dream, today we just 2 years back, within a span of 2 years, we have been able to bring the YM crowd or the YM, the group, to 60 numbers as on date. So that in itself is a great achievement, and these guys are the guys, like he said, guys who are going to lead KMA forward, and that's the first stepping stone. So, well, yeah, it could be an innovation, and as the president who started the movement and all of the management committee that supported me, I'm really thankful. Thank you once again, and I'd also like to remind you that we have 2 more programs for the year ahead. Just 2 more, and please be there. And 29th, please do not forget, we are on to another election, so please do come and please do cast your votes in favor of whomever you feel are eligible to come into the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As we approach to the conclusion of today's program, I invite Ms. Lekha Balachandran, Joint Secretary KMA, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Actually, I was feeling like sitting in an MBA class. Though the subject was on packaging, I think he covered marketing, sales, branding, packaging, everything. So it was like, and someone said it was like a very beautiful interactive session. Thank you, Anoop, for that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Venugopal sir, parents of Anoop. Thank you for coming and present in the situation, talk, and a special thanks to Venugopal sir for an extempore speech. Thank you so much. Thank you, past President Bibu Punuran, who is the brain behind the Young Minds. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, of course, the force behind the Young Minds. Thank you so much for organizing such a good speaker too. Thank you. And thank you each and every one of you for being here. Our MC members are here. Thank you so much for being here and having it as a good interactive session. Thank you everyone. Have a great evening. Thank you.